Okay, so we're here with Evelyn from Cosmopolitan Nails. This is my sweet friend, my sweet and spicy friend. That's what I tell her. You're so spicy.
The
I
house where
love
the
it.
Latina part,
Yeah.
right?
She's we've met years ago, probably 2017,
Kind of, yes.
somewhere in there,
Hmm.
somewhere in there. I can't remember. But we met through our other friend Brandy, right?
I love Brandy.
I love Brandy too. And we were working with a cosmetic line. And because you were looking to incorporate that into your business, which she does primarily nails and
Yeah.
waxing and all of that. So she's got her stuff, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And then I do the hair and makeup for weddings. So we were, of course, incorporating that into what I do. So I'm really excited that you're here. I
Thank you.
absolutely love you. I recommend you to anybody and everybody, my brides, everybody, okay? Because
Thank
she does
you.
such a beautiful job. It's been a minute. We got to get
I
back on
see
it.
that. Yes, get back in business, girl.
But we will soon. But she's, everybody who, when I would go get my nails done, they'd be like, "Oh, they know that Evelyn did it because I always have the bling and,
That's my passion, the
that
bling bling.
the bling bling." And it stayed on so well. Everybody wanted to know my designs. So
Cool.
anyway, so thank you for all of that, and thank you for being a sweet friend and coming on. And yeah, I want people to know your story. I want people to know who you are and your insight into the beauty industry. So first, let's start. Where are you originally from?
Well, I want to say thank you for this great opportunity
Oh, okay,
to
thank
be here with you. I really appreciate that.
you.
And how do I start? It was amazing how I started this industry, though.
Mm-hmm.
People always ask me, and I always says God was preparing me since the beginning,
Yeah.
since I was 8 years old.
Okay.
When my dad and my mom they got separated,
Okay.
then my mom started like, "Oops, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
I have to feed these three monkeys, like I always call my kids too.
The
These
monkeys.
three kids, yes."
Yeah.
So she said, "Well, I have an older sister that my mom sent her to school back in that time to do beauty things.
Mm-hmm.
She actually went, but she never liked it.
Oh, okay.
So I was the one taking the cuticle nippers, the cuticle clippers, and do the manicures on her dolls and all that. She used to get so upset because I used to do that. But the passion is still there.
Okay.
I was like very proud back then because my mama bought me the tools. Then I used to go on the weekends, which is Saturday and Sundays, to do manicures and pedicures to my families.
Okay.
I was very happy. Back in the time, they used to pay me like probably 5 cents, 10 cents back then.
Okay.
And I was so happy, 8 years old, 9 years old, so
Uh-huh.
happy with all that money. I used to give 50% to my mama,
Uh-huh.
and I kept the rest for me.
Okay.
And I'm the biggest fan of Bologna. I love Bologna, especially the one for my country. So usually my money that I earn, it was spent on Bologna and
Okay.
gum to chew gums.
Okay.
That was my happiness back then.
Okay.
But that's how I started.
Okay.
Not knowing that, in time, my mama sent me to school to be an accountant and an accountant
Okay.
in my country.
Okay.
After that, I went to school because after an accountant, I wanted to be a reporter.
Okay.
That was my dream,
Okay.
but I was not able to.
Okay.
So I went to school for English as a second language in my country,
Okay.
and still doing nails on the side. I have my job
Mhm.
and still doing nails on the side. And when I came here, I said, well, I already finished my English as a second language classes. That was completely a year. I already finished my accounting and everything. So I came to America because I fell in love with somebody.
Okay.
So I said, well, I don't think I need nothing from Ecuador. Let me go with him.
Okay.
And I came here.
Okay.
Once I came here, I'm like, okay, I don't think I want to do nails. I start working for I don't know, back at North it's called ShopRite. It's a supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah, very nice. It's like type of HEB and stuff like that.
Okay. Cool.
Everybody was white except me.
Oh.
I was the Latina one. My English was not that great as now.
Okay.
I could not speak a word.
Really?
Everybody was telling me, blah, blah, blah. I thought, what?
Uh-huh.
What? But you know, I always was that type of girl, to go get it.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't care. Yes, I feel bad at the beginning.
Yeah.
But after all, I said, no,
Mm-hmm.
I need to keep moving on.
Right.
And God has always put good people in my life, though,
Yeah.
that encouraged me.
Yeah.
I remember Mr. Barbado, he was my boss.
Okay.
And that shopping and that supermarket.
Uh-huh.
He always helped me a lot.
Really?
A lot, though. I'm very blessed that today's day I can say thank you,
Mm-hmm.
that he always encouraged me to do the best.
Mm.
He didn't want me to come back to, he didn't want me to move to from New Jersey through here, but I'd say, bye, I have to move, I have to go. I want my house with a pool.
Yeah. I can't get that here.
Yeah, because when I just moved from Ecuador, I came to New Jersey.
Okay.
I was living there for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I was traveling one day to Ecuador and I see houses by the window, in the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, ooh, I see, with the houses, huge houses. So when I come back from Ecuador, I look into the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That was very easy for me to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like a houses for 160,000 with a pool and all that. And it's like, I
Mm.
told my husband, we need to move.
Mhm.
Move it.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved.
Okay.
So we were here about maybe 7 months, and he still don't like it. Me, I guess, kind of creature of habit, I guess. I mean, it don't matter to me. I just move with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I don't like it, I was still saying to myself, I have to make it here because
Yeah.
it's a lot more cheaper than over there and all that. So the weather is nice, and we start having family and all that because over there was very cold.
Uh-huh.
And now it's very nice here because we moved around November. So
Okay.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The weather is very nice. So we start having kind of little bit issues. Like he doesn't like it, and I said, we're not moving.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess that's when the things start falling off apart. And I said,
Mhm.
I gotta do something for my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I said, okay, I have my friend from Miami. She moved very long time ago to Miami. She always told me, Evelyn, you know how to do nails.
Mm-hmm.
Pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah.
I said, no, I don't want to do that. Because in my country, you see nail technician is not as professional how people see it here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
over there, we just do it for hobby. And there is not a well-paid job over there
Yeah.
either. So I was like, oh, no, I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I see the opportunity to be free through this career,
Mm.
that's when I like,
It clicked.
yes,
I got this.
I gotta do something.
Right.
And it was very easy for me because I already had the background anyway.
Mhm.
So I'm very good taking indoor nails and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
you
it was
really
kind
are.
of easy for me.
She's really great at it.
Yeah, so it was kind of easy for me to move on from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I started.
So
Once I realized that I needed freedom.
yeah, okay. So that was your ticket. You're like, okay, once you realize the pressure of I need to figure out a way to be self-sustained, right? Where
Yes,
you-
because in my country, it's a different culture though.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been facing here. And not just with my culture, it's a different culture as well.
Mhm.
You know, people think all Latino culture is the same.
Yeah, it's not.
We're not.
No. Mhm.
We have a little bit of difference. We might speak Spanish,
Right.
but it's a little bit of differences
Yeah.
in some countries.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, no, I have to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you started with that, you had the knowledge. So then you went to cosmetology school, or how did you choose your school on that? Like what was the in between like I made the decision I need to do something, and then how did you get into the industry?
Well, it was, like I said, God has always been there for me.
Yeah.
Always. Even though I was taking wrong decisions
Mm-hmm.
that
It's
I
okay.
knew after I did my mistakes.
Right.
But I remember I was working for, when I moved here, for Target company.
Okay,
Target?
Target.
Yes. And I realized they only pay me like $8, $10 an hour. It's like, Lord, when am I gonna make money here? You know?
Right,
It's
right.
I asked one of the supervisors how long you has to stay here in order to get to the max, top max,
Uh-huh.
to pay the top. She said, well, 10 years.
Oh,
What?
who has time for that?
Exactly. I said,
You know what I can do in 10 years?
Yeah, and back then I think it was like $18 or so,
Mm,
the
mhm,
top, and it's like, I'm an accountant. My
Yeah.
mama teach me that very well.
Yeah.
And I
And
said,
these numbers don't add up.
Yes. With the years, I don't think this is what I want to be.
Yeah.
So I went to Aveda Institute. I went to Remington College to see how much they were charging to do the nails licensing.
Yeah.
And back then they didn't have nails; they only had cosmetology.
Okay.
But I didn't have cosmetology money to start with because it was
Right.
only on me since I was working for, how you say, Target?
Target.
Yeah. I used to buy everything 75% off
Mm-hmm.
and sell it in my country.
Okay.
That's how I pay my school though.
Okay.
Yes. So after this, I see those schools is charging me a lot of money. I said, let me go to those, those schools that they charge a little bit less, but it still help you with your license. It's still, everything regulated by the state.
Yeah.
And I went to one of those schools.
Okay.
And I think, honestly, it was very cheap how much I paid compared to how much people's paying today, say, for that license.
Really?
Very, very cheap.
What did you pay? If you don't mind me asking.
Back then,
Back then.
it was 1,200.
That is so good.
Yes.
I mean, even back then, that's really good.
It was a little pricey still because, economy is kind of like balancing out in times.
About what year was that, do you think?
I'm talking 18 years ago. Girl.
Okay, yeah.
Because Junior is 18 years old.
Okay, yeah.
That's when I decided. And license, nail license doesn't really take long. I did it in 4 months, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I was completely committed to it.
Uh-huh.
And I was 8 hours every day.
Yeah.
And
you were very consistent and just got it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Like I said, I got the money. Money was not the issue back then.
Right.
It's just me committed because I had little Junior. It was 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So it was kind of tight, but I still managed. In that sense, yes, my husband did help me because I used to go to school in the morning, and he used to watch Junior in the afternoon. So whenever he gets there,
Okay.
he did help me in that sense.
Okay.
But that's how I went to school.
Good.
And after that, it was so funny how I started this industry because I don't know, like I said, God always has given me the wisdom of taking the smart decisions.
Yeah.
So as soon as when I graduate from school, I always talk to people. I went to Bel Air store where it's all the Vietnamese shop and all that.
Yeah.
And I find this guy, a Vietnamese guy.
Okay.
His name is Tony. He's a very good friend of mine. I really love that guy.
Yeah.
He come and says, "Oh, you do nails?"
Uh-huh.
And I say, "Yes." Girl, I just finished school.
Okay.
I don't know nothing, okay? Compared to
But
what
yes,
they...
I do.
I said, "Yes, I do." And she said, "Oh, you speak English?" "Yes, I do."
Kind of.
I know. And he says, "Well, I need your help." And it's like, "How you need my help?" He says, "Well, I want to go to Vietnam for 3 months, but I don't have nobody who can help me and do nails." So I show him some pictures and all that. And he says, "You do good."
Yeah.
I said, "Yes." Not good as I do now.
Right.
He says, "Well, if I pay you, you come help me?" I say, "Yes." Not knowing what it's going to be, and not knowing if my husband, coming from another culture, is going to tell me that, yes, I can go.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I say, yes. I go back home, so happy, tell my husband, "Hey, I got this offer. He's going to pay me so well." And I say, yes. And then he asked me, "And where this is going to be?" I said, "I don't know."
Yeah.
But I got the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I find out where it was, I said, "Oops."
Oh gosh.
Hmm. But before that, I told the guy, okay, I help you.
Uh-huh.
I don't have a problem with that. But you're going to have to teach me everything.
Oh, okay. Yep.
If that is agreement, yes, I can help you.
Okay.
And the guy said, yes.
Okay.
Say, I help you. I teach you everything, what is in the nail industry, how we do it, and all that.
Uh-huh.
And I did it.
Good.
His shop was in Lake Jackson City. Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So did you drive every single day?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh. From where you were, how long was that drive?
It was like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Easily going and coming back
Oh
another
my
day.
gosh.
Yes. But I help him though, and it's not just helping him, I help myself.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I
you
think-
sacrificed, but I mean, you were diligent and you kept going and you got such like great knowledge.
And that's what people today they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to receive, you have to give.
You have to give. Yeah.
Some people they just wanna receive,
Right.
but you don't give nothing. It's like doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way at
Yeah.
all. Especially in this industry, you know.
Yes.
You have to bring value to the table,
Yes.
either to your customers or to your team that you're a part of. You know, it's so important that people realize that, because a lot of people nowadays that I'm seeing, especially younger people who are trying to break into the industry, they expect you to just feed them, and then there's nothing's reciprocated, nothing's given back, and they get upset about it.
And this is part honestly, and me coming from another culture that's always put that up front is it's sad how society is in here, because we here concentrate more on working,
Mhm.
and instead of giving the values and principles that we need to give to families.
Yeah.
That's why our kids, they don't grow up with us. They just grow up by themselves in the houses while mom and dad is working.
Yeah.
And people, whenever they come back to the house, we are completely tired.
Yeah, and they get the worst version of
We
you.
don't give those kids those foundations that they need.
Yeah.
And it's very sad that, here in America, which is a very rich country,
Right.
we have to face that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the parts. Yeah, I love United States, don't get me wrong, but
Right.
I think we have to do better than that.
Oh, I agree.
How? I don't know.
I know, because it's like like, especially as a business owner and someone who's in the service industry, you have to give. Like, if you don't work and
You
you
don't
don't
get
put in
paid.
time, you don't get paid. Right. That's how
Mhm.
that works. And but finding the balance is what I'm really after. Is like, yes, I'm to the point where I love what I do. I've always loved what I do, but there's a point where it would take over so much, or take so much of my time, and that I would become resentful because I know my kids aren't getting the best version of me, because I'm so stressed out about everything else, or it didn't go correctly, or you had a bad client and they, get upset for something. You're dealing with the drama, right? Or you're dealing with the drama in your team and you're like, this is for the birds. Like, I don't want to do this anymore, So I think everybody has those highs and lows in their business, but finding balance into where you can, and it's really what it is counterbalance. It's not even balancing, it's whatever comes to you, you make it bounce right back, versus trying to absorb it and you take it with you to your kids or to your family or whatever, But I think that it is very hard, because I think as women, we want to do the best at what we're doing and do it well and have a great team and love on our team, even when, there's issues in the team or whatever. But it's hard. It's hard to juggle all of it. Like, all of it's up in the air, But I think you're right. I think for us, I think it's our responsibility as moms and as women to instill that in our kids. Not that work is so important. It is important to have a good work ethic, but family's always first, And I want, like, for my girls, being a single mom for such a long time, I wanted them to know that they were the priority. All this other stuff is just stuff. You know what I mean? All this other stuff it's important, but it's not over them. You know what I mean? Um, and sometimes we get off in it. We slide off the road a little bit.
Yes.
Like, oh, better come back, you know? We got to get back on track, you know? But having grace in those moments and forgiving yourself in those moments is so important too.
Honestly, on this path that I'm being going through, the things that I even put it on my manual for the employees is, and this on the scripture says that, I don't know if you ever heard the 9 fruit of the Holy Spirit.
Fruit of the Spirit, yep.
I think we all have to conduct our life through there.
I agree.
Because if you don't have those in your life, you kind of, be everywhere with nowhere and without God.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
that I, not just to my kids.
Yeah.
And my personal life, and I really share that with my girls, that if we stick to that, we're gonna be able to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having those elements, kind of come through you. First of all, if you don't have God in your life, right, it's hard to have those elements, right? The love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, self-control.
Compassion about others.
Compassion, yeah.
Even though you have to, say, yes, it's okay, bravo, bravo, when it's not okay, honestly, even that I have find that compassion about it, because they don't have the experience, they don't have the maturity that we have going through.
Yeah.
And some ways you have to,
that's good.
explain to them, hey, this is real life.
Right.
Get out of the cloud and come. This is real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is the reality of it, and this is what you have to take in, And not always like I always tell like my team, always be your own worst critic. So if something's just like not right, or if an eyeliner, if it's not quite right, when the client turns around, they're going to see it. And they're going to be like, oh, can you fix this or fix that? And if you already see it before, like, you need to be looking at that. Is everything symmetrical? Is everything covered that they need? Questioning yourself to make sure that you did your absolute best on that makeup or hair or whatever it is. Of course, encourage yourself and be like, not negative self-talk, but be like, okay, I need to fix this or whatever. Because when they turn around and they start questioning your quality of work, then that in your heart, like as the artist, it just starts to go downhill. And then you want to become argumentative. Like, I did my best and did it. You know what I mean? Like, it's at the end of the day, it's about the client and what they experience, and making sure that you did your best work and you fixed all the little things that they could complain about. And you're not going to get that 100% of the time anyway. Like, there's always room for improvement. So as long as they're always striving to do better, that's it.
Girl, last year I went to, let me see, how many conventions. And I still keep learning.
Yeah.
People from other countries, people from different, brands and all that, they have little tricks they can make artwork more easily.
Yeah.
I've been doing nails for since 8 years old. And I still learning something.
Well, that's what I love about you, is you're always willing to learn. You're always looking how to get better. And I think in this industry, if you are not, like, the industry changes so much, right? There's always new technology, new product, new skill, new technique. But if you're always wanting to get better, you're always getting your education, and if you're always getting your education, you're always going to be relevant and have something new to offer your clients, so that that helps with like their loyalty to you, because I know she's going to bring me something, that she's going to try something new or whatever,
And that's the things that I like, seeing what is new out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that about you because we have the same mindset on that we're always students, so.
Honestly, in this industry, you don't just learn about nails. So, for example, my case, nails.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's more than that. Because I have to grow financially. Before it was just me.
Yeah.
Now I have to do payroll for other girls.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, even though I'm an accountant, but it's still, I have to keep learning more skills.
Yeah.
Is how do I plan?
And
things.
project things.
And project things. It's more than that. How to communicate. Before it was communicating with myself, I was so happy. But now it's communicating with others in a proper way, because sometimes you think you're okay.
Yeah.
Because it's just you.
Right.
But when it comes to others, try to understand different type of personality. Is like, oh my God. So you grow not just by nails, you grow in different ways as well.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, we're going to take a break real quick and then we're going to come
break.
back. We're back and we're going to talk a little bit about when you told me a story one time about you worked in a shop and you learned a lot. You said like from I think it was Vietnamese people, and that you did so much work that you were bringing in like the most money, the most tickets.
Oh,
Tell me
yeah.
a little bit about that. So what did that look like for you? Like you went in, they taught you, how was the pay set up for you? Was it fair? How did, like what percentage? How did that work?
Usually in this industry, people's is different, but it depends on the shop that you're going to work. They
Right.
start with 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, of all the way to 60 if you are expertise on nails.
Okay.
Very expert on nail, you go all the way to 60 on some companies. Not all the companies does that.
60%?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if somebody's just wanting to, like, they just get out of school, what can they expect to be a fair pay?
Today say how the companies goes 35, 40.
Okay.
And that's how they start the commission base.
Okay.
Plus whatever tips is to the nail tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so tell me the story about that. You had the most like tickets. Tell me a little bit how you were bringing in a lot of customers.
Well, I think my experience, like I was telling you, that my friend that he teach me the nails industry at the beginning, that kind of opens up my eyes.
Yeah.
And my motivation to be better, to do better on nails. So I find this lady by 29, 20, and 45. She used to have a shop there.
Okay.
But I guess it's a reality that most of the, I don't want to say racism, but most of the Asian people has this market taken.
Uh-huh.
But people don't feel like they like, whenever you go to the shop, most of you see is fight.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yes, and people not talking good and all that, and it's like, yes, I got the opportunity that she gave me this opportunity to work with her, and that's how I get my speed.
Oh, your speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about doing nails.
Right.
In order to make that money, speed has to be involved.
Yeah.
Because I can see they're doing nails for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But if I just gonna do one client a day, that's not gonna bring me the income that I'm looking for.
Right.
So I need to do it fast.
Yeah.
And I think a combination of who the Asians shops are with my, I think it did a very good combination, because I'm able to offer the client what is a customer services, understanding my client very well on what they need.
Yeah.
And given the time. Because some people, they don't really have the time to see for 2, 3, 4 hours in a shop.
That's right.
They just want to just go in and out. And I mean, I was able to do very good with the drill.
Mm-hmm.
and not be able to damage the nail like
Yeah.
others.
That's true. Yeah.
That has a lot to do as well.
Yeah.
And when I started with her, it was people that used to wait for me like 45 minutes to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because my boss used to tell me back then, tell them 5 minutes and there's the spicing. I said, no, it's not going to be 5 minutes. It's going to be 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah. And I'm sure they appreciated that too, because if you lie to me and say it's going to be 5 minutes, I'm going to be very irritated by the time I get into your chair as a
Yes.
customer, which
I think,
I love your spiciness anyways.
yes,
Be
because
honest.
I'm always upfront, you know.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
always
right.
truthful. I'm always, because I consider you first, you know.
Yeah,
I consider that you may have no time, you may have other things to do.
right,
Why should I make you wait and we just waste your time when I
Right.
know I'm not going to give it to you just yet?
right.
So I think what have made me grow in this industry is care about the others.
Yep, I agree with that.
Because even though sometimes I've been sacrificing a lot on my end,
Mm-hmm.
it's just to give the best. And that's another thing that people doesn't understand, that God didn't come to us just to be, God. He wants us to serve others.
Right, that's
And
right.
people don't understand that concept.
Right,
When we start taking care of others, we start receiving those blessings.
right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, and you can definitely tell that through how you do business. You're always very giving, even though you're black and white. Like it is what it is. Move on. Whatever. Do better.
My area's always gone, and it's like, okay, I need to learn a little bit, but without
Yeah.
being myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I always has to be, who's Evie, because I don't want Evie disappear either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's how God made you. And I feel like this industry needs that. You need to be upfront, especially, as a customer. I'm all like, even my customers, I'm always very upfront with their expectation, the timing, all of that, because I that's what I would want. Just be honest with me about how this is going to play out or whatever. And I feel like the customer trusts you more if you're honest with them.
Yeah, it's important to be honest though, but it's sometimes the people thinks that we have the control,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately we can only do what we can do.
Right.
But the only one that has the absolute control is God.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes we can book people, an hour for this person, 2 hours for this other person,
Mm-hmm.
but you never know what's going to come on in between.
Sure.
You never know because we don't make the days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some people, I have people that has cried to me on my table because
Sure.
they come with these emotionals,
Yeah.
trying to, I say, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I understand
Mm-hmm.
that things happen, but
Yeah.
sometimes I don't have the control, and I'm
Right.
sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes we want things to be some ways, but it cannot happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be still grateful, because if it happen, we have to still see the good things about it.
Yeah.
Not every bad thing is the bad thing.
Right.
It all depends on how you see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So even though it's a little stressful for us to kind of explain, hey, I tried to do my best, I put my best effort,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still, I don't have the absolute control on these things.
Right. Yeah. And I think it comes down to communicating that, whether it's
Yes.
communicating that with the person that's in your chair or the person who's on your team,
Yes.
Just it comes down to communication. And then also a level of respect for that other person that's on the other side of it, on the other side of the conversation. Okay, so then now, when we originally met, you were in your own suite. You said it was just me. It was all good. You
I was
communicated
happy
with
being
yourself.
myself. I'm still happy though.
Right. Well, it's another level of skills that you have to develop, right? In having a team and moving into a whole salon space, But so when you were in the booth rent, tell me a little bit about how long you were in there and, what made you decide just to do booth rental versus going to work at a salon? Because I think that's where you came from, right? You came from a salon space that you worked for somebody else and then you went off into your own suite, right?
Mhm.
So what made you take that leap?
Growing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to grow,
Okay.
and I wanted to have more type of residual income
Mm-hmm.
and be and had the time to be there for my kids.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my 18 years old, he's already a young man
Uh-huh.
that he still need me though, but not like the 8 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that and my the purpose of helping my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me jump into this big salon.
Okay.
Yeah. Able to, I realized that my mama is not gonna be 73 no more.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be 78, 82, and I don't know where she's gonna be. And the only one who provides for them is me.
Oh.
So I need to be prepared.
Yeah.
So that's what I did this. And
Okay.
because I'm looking for more free time to be able to enjoy time with Gabrielito,
Yeah.
my little angel.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so for your team, tell me what it is that, as the business owner, as the salon owner, tell me if somebody comes and applies with you, tell me what you're looking for in a new team hire.
Somebody that has passionate about it, that has that compassion about others, that have that willing to give
Mm-hmm.
to receive
Mm-hmm.
that. And because like I said, we're human beings, we're gonna make mistakes. I
Right.
make mistakes every day. I forget things now that I'm 45, you know. But
Yeah.
just willing to do things smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of be arguing and fighting and be discouraged, no, I mean, yes, you did a mistake, recognize what you did and improve that.
Right.
Because that's what about life is. It's not, oh, I'm not good enough for this. Yes, you just make a mistake, just, do
Mhm.
it better. That's all you have to do. And
Yeah.
keep moving on.
Yeah.
So that's the type of personality that I'm looking for. People that is able to like I said, we are not just about nails. We are passionate about nails. And when it comes to passion, it's because you love it. You care about the others.
Mhm.
That's what is really make this business interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if they're passionate, if they are compassionate and they have empathy for people, if they're learning to get better, wanting to get better, and hone in on their skill, about how long working with your team, are there different levels as far as their growth path to make more money or bonuses or anything like that?
Honestly, it always depends on the motivation of that person takes.
Yeah.
Because honestly, yes, like I told you, was one time that I make a lot of money working for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was my motivation.
Yeah.
It was me willing to give.
Yeah.
Me willing to be better.
Yeah.
If the person doesn't have that, how you gonna?
You can't teach it. Yeah.
In order to receive, you has to be open to learn as well.
Yeah.
In order to be better, you has to be open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way you're gonna be able to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. So with your team, if they have the capacity or the ability to get better or whatever, get faster, they have to see their own, do you tell them that this is what I need from you, or this is the way to make more money, is to motivate yourself, find ways to get better, find ways to get faster? Do you tell them all of that, or you just wait to see their motivation to start pouring into them?
What I see in here, to be honest, when they just start with me, I see it's a process.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It's a process that people sometimes think, oh yes, I'm gonna be making money from one day to the other.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't work that way. It took me a lot of years to be where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always say this to my girls. There is two things that it helps you to be success.
Mm-hmm.
One is listening.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is look,
Mm-hmm.
observe.
Mm-hmm.
If those they do that, they're gonna be doing things more easily.
Yeah.
But if you're not able to be teachable, coachable,
So important.
be open to a good criticism, and don't get offended for little things,
Yep.
yes, you're gonna get very, very far.
Yeah.
Very far. Yes, I do tell them, you have to improve in this, improve in that. I do help the most I can. And today say try not to, say something that is gonna offend them.
Yeah. That's so true. I think, like in my team too, it's like I always say, okay, first of all, we don't operate out of offense.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very important. And that's what I look for too. It's like if they're always offended or they always have something negative to say, like there's no room for that,
This is the part that people doesn't really understand though. That I've been realizing all these years of my experience is like, what is more easy for you? What is easy for you? The yes or the no? Why is more people looking for job than entrepreneur people? The attitude tells you everything.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's what I always tell them. In order for us to move on, the attitude that we have, it has to be very positive.
Yeah.
Even though you find someone like me that I'm being criticized because I'm very harsh and firm, you still gotta take it positive.
Yeah.
Because for every bad experience, you get something good. It was something that happened to me a few months ago. That honestly, I get to the point like, you kind of back up and study yourself sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And I had this guy from church, he's my pastor, and I went to him. And I said, this is going on. And he come out with something very, very nice that it kind of lift me up. I don't know the part when you remember that when God was talking to the lady that has like 5 husbands. Okay, how God was with her.
Yeah.
God, when he told her, you have had so many husbands and the one you have now is neither your husband. So he was very firm. He was very direct. He was not saying, oh, poor lady, it's gonna, no.
Yeah.
So that's what people need to wake up from these bubble things that, they have to be clapped for every little things, even though they're wrong. No, we have to be strong because that's what God wants from us. Yes, we still have compassion about others, but teach them the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in order to us to make it though.
Yeah, that's so important. And he was firm with her.
He was firm.
He was, direct. He was like, he spoke the truth. He spoke it in love.
Yes.
He read her mail. He was like, he goes, I know this about you,
It's the same thing happen with the kids. Sometimes we get like frustrated with them that we say some stuff. We still love our kids.
Yeah. And it's out of love that you pull into correction.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why people get offended when somebody's trying to help you to get better?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Right?
Yes.
They have to know that it's come from a place in your heart that's good and you want them to succeed. And I always go back to this iron sharpening iron, whether it's, when there's friction and you're sharpening iron, there's sparks flying and all kinds of stuff, but truly each person is getting sharper in the deal, and lifting each other up. It's very important, to make sure that they're encouraged, but also doing things the correct way.
The correct
way. And I think as the business owner, it's your job to, what your customers need, and you're going to deliver on that. And it's important that they fall into that, how to deliver the outcome you're as a business owner, you're looking at the client's outcome. The clients are looking at their outcome or their face or their hair, whatever it is, you know. And it's all very emotional from the client's vantage point. It's from the client's angle. It's all very an emotional thing, you know. They want to feel good. They want to feel like, you know, and sometimes, like you said, they melt in your chair whenever something happens, you know.
It's very important to feel good from the outside, though. But, and one of my prayers, I always ask God to give me the strength to empower women through His Word.
Sure.
Because that's the only way you're going to see things.
Yeah.
Because with the outside, today you wake up in a very good mood, yeah, you see beautiful.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, if you don't have the Holy Spirit on you,
Yeah.
you're still gonna be, you know, a little down. But if you have that on you, you're gonna feel a little down knowing that He is with you,
Yeah.
and still keep going.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. So good. So good. Okay, my love. Well, thank you for coming on. I absolutely love you, friend, and you are always an inspiration, and I could always just be myself with you. So I
know, right?
appreciate that.
That's the point. Be
That's
ourselves.
the point. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. Is there any last words that you want to say of encouragement or anything in your business that you want to touch on as we close?
No, I just wanted to tell probably people that wanted to start in this industry that pursue what they want, pursue what they're looking for. It's not easy, but it's not impossible.
Right.
We have to do the right things, looking for the right information, get with the right people.
Yes.
It's very important that we can get with the right people instead of just wasting our time thinking, oh, you know, birds comes and it's very important to find the good people, that surround yourself with good people that you can learn from.
Yes.
Instead of people just put you down.
Yeah.
Because like you see, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I mean, I'm a boring woman, like I said. But just give me the things that I like to learn. My thing is, every time I got the opportunity, now I go to the ebooks. You know, I don't like to read because I use glasses, but now is all the time with my ebooks. Empower themselves.
Yeah. It's
That's
very important. Very important. Especially your mindset. Get your mind right. You know, get your mind around it. Get your mind right. Like you said, put good people around you to uplift you on those days that you're like, oh, you know.
Yes.
So important. But again, thank you so much for coming on, Evelyn with Cosmopolitan Nails, and we'll
Thank
link all of
you.
your information down in the description. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me, give me the opportunity to people know a little bit about me and who is Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Yay!